Why are women over 50 still expected to play it safe with their hair? We have decided that once we hit a certain age, we're only allowed to wear practical cuts that don't say anything about our personality. That's the real problem, and most of us don't even realize we've been following that unspoken rule for years. In this video, we're throwing out those outdated ideas and diving into the haircuts every woman over 50 should try at least once. Not because you need a makeover, but because you deserve options. These styles add movement, volume, and energy without trying to look 25 again. And wait until you hear the last one. It might just be the boldest move you've never considered. But why do our haircuts matter more after 50? As we get older, a lot changes. Our hair loses density, our facial structure softens, and sometimes the haircut we've stuck with for years just stops doing us any favors. But here's the good news. The right haircut can completely shift how your face looks. It can create lift where volume is fading, soften harsh lines, and add movement that brings everything back to life. It's not about trying to look younger, it's about looking refreshed, like you, only updated. So if your current haircut feels flat, heavy, or stuck in the past, this is your gentle push to try something new. And what better place to start than with a timeless favorite? Let's talk about the soft layered bob. This cut is clean, polished, and incredibly flattering, especially around the face. It has remained popular for a reason because it simply works. The key to why it's so effective lies in how the layers are placed. Unlike a one-length bob that can fall flat and make the face appear long or tired, the soft layers in this version bring natural movement and lightness. As we get older, our faces naturally lose volume and definition, particularly around the cheeks and jawline. The way this cut gently frames the face helps redirect focus upward, toward the eyes and cheekbones, which brings a fresher, more lifted appearance. The movement in this cut is subtle but powerful. It prevents the hair from looking heavy or stiff, and gives the overall style a softness that flatters aging features. When hair sits too flat or drapes straight down, it can emphasize sagging or create a more tired look. But these layers, especially when styled with a slight bend or wave, can help counter that. They give your face more structure and help balance areas where time has naturally changed the shape. Another reason why this style is such a good option for women over 50 is that it's familiar and easy to maintain. You don't need to give up comfort or ease to get a haircut that feels new. The soft bob is simple to style at home and can be adapted to fit your hair's texture and your personal taste. You can wear it sleek for a polished look or tousled for something more casual. It gives you options, which is important when you want a cut that works with your life and not against it. If you've been wearing a blunt bob for years, this is a gentle and realistic update. It doesn't ask you to completely reinvent yourself, but it gives you just enough change to feel lighter, fresher, and more in tune with where you are now. It's a small shift that can make a big difference, not just in how others see you, but in how you feel about yourself. Now, if you're open to a cut with even more personality and texture, the shaggy cut brings movement and a youthful feel without giving up comfort or ease. It might just be what your hair needs next. The modern shag with curtain bangs is a great option if you're looking for something full of movement and personality. It's a style that brings life back into hair that may have started to feel limp, heavy, or tired. As we age, it's common for our hair to lose some of its natural fullness and texture. This cut brings those qualities back by adding layers throughout the hair, creating natural bounce and volume exactly where it's needed. If your hair has started to feel flat at the crown or thin at the ends, the shag can instantly make it feel more dynamic. The layers are what give the shag its signature shape. They help create that feathered, slightly tousled look that feels both casual and fresh. It doesn't look overdone, but it never looks messy either. These layers are especially helpful if your hair texture has changed over time. Many women over 50 notice that their hair becomes finer, softer, or even develops a new wave. The shag embraces these changes and works with them rather than trying to force your hair into something it doesn't want to be. It gives your natural texture the freedom to show through while still keeping things light and structured. Curtain bangs are the perfect finishing touch. They're soft, face-framing, and incredibly forgiving. Unlike straight, blunt bangs that can be too severe or hard to grow out, curtain bangs blend into the rest of your hair and move naturally with it. They open up the face and gently sweep away from the center, which helps soften fine lines, brighten the eye area, and balance the forehead. If you've been hesitant about bangs in the past, this is one of the easiest and most flattering ways to try them. The beauty of the modern shag is that it looks effortless. You don't need to spend a lot of time styling it every day. A quick air dry or a bit of scrunching with your fingers is often enough. It's a cut that still looks good even on days when you're not trying too hard, and that makes a big difference when you want to look polished without putting in hours of effort. Emotionally, this cut can also feel refreshing. It has a youthful, spirited energy that reflects how many women in their 50s and beyond truly feel on the inside. If your current haircut no longer matches your personality or lifestyle, the shag can help bridge that gap. It's playful without being immature. It's light without feeling undone. It reminds you that your style can still evolve and feel exciting. If you've had the same hairstyle for many years and have started to feel like it's just not you anymore, this could be the reset your hair needs. And if you're ready to go even further with a cut that brings all the focus to your features while still being soft and wearable, the long pixie offers just the right amount of boldness without losing elegance. The long pixie, sometimes called the grown-out pixie, is a short haircut that offers a fresh and powerful change, especially for women who've worn longer styles most of their lives. It's not just about cutting your hair shorter, it's about making a statement that says you're comfortable in your skin and open to something new. While the idea of going short might seem intimidating at first, many women over 50 find it to be one of the most freeing and flattering choices they've ever made. What makes this cut stand out is how it transforms the shape of your face. A well-shaped pixie removes the weight that long or heavy hair can put on your features. Instead of dragging the face down, it brings the eye upward. Your cheekbones look more defined, your eyes seem brighter, and your jawline appears more sculpted. The space around the neck and collarbone becomes more visible too, which gives your entire look a cleaner, lighter feel. This can be especially refreshing if you've been dealing with bulkier hairstyles that feel like they've lost their shape or life. This cut also works wonders for thinning or fine hair. As we age, our hair naturally loses density, and that can make longer styles harder to manage. The long pixie solves this by concentrating volume right at the crown. Layers are carefully placed to create fullness where it's needed most, and the result is a look that feels intentional and lifted, not flat or droopy. If your hair has become softer or finer, this cut can give it structure again, something that becomes harder to achieve with longer styles as time goes on. Another big reason women fall in love with the long pixie is the simplicity it brings. This style doesn't need much daily styling to look good. You can wash and go, or spend just a few minutes shaping it with your hands or a little product. It's perfect if you're busy or simply want something low maintenance that still looks polished. The lightness of the cut, both in feel and appearance, can be a welcome change, especially if you're used to long hair that takes a lot of effort to style or control. But what truly sets the long pixie apart is how it makes you feel. It sends a message, not just to the world, but to yourself. It says you're not afraid to evolve, to try something different, to embrace where you are in life. It's a haircut that speaks of confidence and clarity. It doesn't hide behind hair. It lets your features and personality shine. And even though it's short, the grown-out pixie still leaves enough length to play with. You can wear it smoothed down for a soft, feminine look, tousled for something more edgy, or add a wave for texture. There's plenty of variety within the style, which keeps it fun and personal. If you've been feeling stuck in the same hairstyle for years, this cut can feel like a breath of fresh air. It's a way to break free from habits that no longer serve you and discover a version of yourself that feels lighter, bolder, and more in touch with the present. And if you're curious but hesitant, remember that the grown-out pixie is not a drastic chop. It's a softer, more wearable version that lets you ease into shorter hair without losing that sense of softness and grace. If going short feels like too big of a step for now, there's another option that still brings movement and lightness while keeping more length. The collarbone cut is a great choice if you're looking for a fresh update without committing to a major chop. The collarbone cut, often referred to as a long lob, is a timeless and practical choice that flatters a wide range of face shapes and hair types, especially for women over 50. What makes it so appealing is how it sits right in that perfect in-between length. It's not too long and not too short. It still feels feminine and soft, but without the weight and drag that longer styles can bring. As we get older, long hair can sometimes emphasize facial sagging or make the overall look feel heavy. The collarbone cut, on the other hand, lifts the appearance by stopping just above the shoulders, drawing the eye upward and giving the face a bit more presence and brightness. The beauty of this cut is in its balance. It's structured enough to frame the face, but soft enough to avoid feeling stiff or overly styled. Subtle layers at the ends keep the movement light and natural. These layers are especially helpful if your hair has started to lose volume or become finer with age. Instead of falling flat, the hair can bounce and move with ease, creating the illusion of thickness without needing heavy products or constant styling. And because the cut isn't too short, it maintains enough length to feel familiar and comfortable, especially if you've worn your hair long for years. Another benefit of the collarbone cut is how adaptable it is. It works well with many textures, from straight to wavy. The layers can be customized to match your hair's natural pattern, which makes styling simpler and more realistic for everyday life. You don't have to fight your hair to make it look good. It naturally falls into place, whether you want a sleek, polished finish or something more tousled and casual. You can also experiment with soft waves to add more volume or dimension without going through a full styling routine. If you're open to a small color update, adding face framing highlights or soft dimensions around the crown can further enhance this look. Lighter pieces near the face can create a lifted, brightened effect that not only makes your hair look healthier, but also softens fine lines and adds a bit of glow to your overall appearance. It's a subtle change, but it can make a noticeable difference. Styling this cut is refreshingly simple. On busy days, you can let it air dry and still look put together. On other days, you might run a flat iron or curling wand through the ends to create a soft bend. And when you want it out of the way, it's still long enough to pull into a ponytail or small bun. It doesn't require a full commitment to short hair, but it still gives you the benefit of a lighter, more modern silhouette. It's ideal if you want a change that feels fresh and youthful, but still low maintenance and practical for your everyday life. If your hair is naturally fine or starting to thin out, the next cut offers more built-in texture and fullness. The textured crop is a great option for bringing life back into tired strands and giving your hair more shape and body right where you need it most. The textured crop is a smart and stylish choice, especially for women over 50 who are beginning to notice changes in their hair, like thinning at the crown or around the temples. These shifts are natural with age, and they can quietly change how your hairstyle looks and feels. Where once your hair may have had bounce and fullness, it can start to feel flat, lifeless, or even hard to manage. The textured crop steps in as a refreshing solution. With its shorter shape and choppy, uneven layers, it brings back the volume and structure that many longer styles can no longer provide. One of the key strengths of this cut is how it removes weight from the hair. When your strands are thinner, heavy ends tend to droop and make thinning more noticeable. By cutting the hair shorter and adding texture throughout, you instantly take off that heaviness. The choppiness adds the illusion of thickness and dimension, which lifts the entire look and makes the hair appear fuller. It's also a way to bring definition back to your style, especially if your current haircut has started to fall flat and lose its shape. This cut is also incredibly easy to live with. It's ideal for women who want something stylish but don't want to fuss with blow dryers, curling irons, or layers of products every day. The textured crop gives you that done look without requiring much effort. You can towel dry your hair, run your fingers through it, and be out the door. And if you want a bit of styling, just a small amount of product can help define the layers without weighing them down. It's the kind of cut that looks intentional, even when you haven't tried too hard, and that's a big win. What really sets the textured crop apart, though, is how empowering it can feel. It's a bold, no-nonsense style that still manages to be soft and flattering. It speaks to the confidence that many women feel at this point in life. You're not trying to hide anything. You're choosing a haircut that works with your natural hair and reflects your personality. There's something deeply satisfying about a style that feels both effortless and expressive. It says you're not chasing youth. You're embracing the strength and beauty that comes with experience. If you've been looking in the mirror and feeling like your hair just doesn't reflect who you are anymore, the textured crop could be the fresh start you need. It gives your hair shape, life, and personality again. And it reminds you that beauty doesn't come from length or perfection, but it comes from feeling good in your own skin and your own hair. If you're not ready to go short or want to keep your length, there's still a way to refresh your style and enhance your features. The next option is simple, subtle, and can have a surprising impact on your overall look. Bangs can completely change how your haircut looks and how your face is framed. While they've sometimes been viewed as a bold or even risky choice, the reality is that bangs can be one of the simplest ways to update your style without doing anything drastic. For women over 50, they offer a soft, subtle shift that makes a real difference. With age, our features naturally change. Cheek volume lessens, forehead lines appear, and the face may look more elongated. Bangs help balance that out. They can soften the upper face, gently cover lines, and draw more attention to the eyes, which tend to remain expressive and bright at any age. Side-swept bangs and light curtain bangs are especially flattering because they flow naturally into your existing cut. They don't create a harsh separation, but instead act like a soft veil across the forehead, easing the transition between hair and skin. These styles are forgiving, which is important when you want a look that doesn't require daily effort or perfect styling. Even if you wake up and don't touch your hair, these types of bangs tend to fall into place in a natural, flattering way. Another benefit is how little you need to commit. A few soft, wispy strands in the front can completely refresh your look without changing your length or layers. It's a low-risk update that delivers a high-impact result. Wispy fringe works on almost any hair texture, whether your hair is straight, wavy, or slightly curly, and it blends in beautifully. You can also style it in multiple ways. Tuck it behind your ear, part it down the middle, or let it frame your face on its own. And if you eventually decide bangs aren't for you, the soft blended types grow out seamlessly into face framing layers without awkward phases. Trying bangs again, especially if you haven't worn them in decades, can feel exciting and personal. It's not about chasing trends. It's about making a subtle shift that helps you reconnect with your appearance and feel a little more like yourself. Whether you're in the mood for something playful or simply want to soften your style, bangs can do both with very little effort. They're a reminder that even the smallest changes can help you feel more refreshed, more confident, and more aligned with the vibrant woman you are today. Now I want to hear from you. Which haircut on this list felt like it was speaking to you? Let me know in the comments because I would love to hear your thoughts. And if this video gives you some ideas, you're going to enjoy this next one.